Hey everybody, it's Detox Tuesday. I am kicking off this Tuesday, starting my fun review of the SP Detox Balance Program. It'll be an honest review, so that I hope all of you who are joining me will also chime in, and those of you who haven't started the detox program yet will jump on board. I would love to hear about your experience as well. So let me just tell you a little bit about how it's going so far. And so what is this? This is literally my new thing, right? It's called Detox in a Tub. And so what do I mean by that? I mean all of the ingredients you need for a detoxification of whole foods and herbs and the protein and amino acids is in this tub. That's right. There are no pills to take. And so I am actually finding it to be super easy. Loving that aspect. Again, I'm only on day 6, so I still have 22 days to go, but seriously, I'm finding it to be really a lot easier. And I do believe that part of that is based on the fact that I eat really similarly right now to the detox dietary guidelines anyhow. And I'll review that soon too. But just adding the shakes in, it's totally not overwhelming. You can shake these with water when you're super busy. So I'm really having a good time with it. And another practitioner I just talked to this morning said the same thing. And so she also started with me on the same day. And she's having a totally easy time adding this into her daily routine. So it's really easy. It's really nice to just have one thing to worry about and not all the pills and switching foods on certain days and switching pills on certain days and all that. And I still love the 21-day purification program. Don't get me wrong, but I'm finding this really easy to implement. So let me talk about the product itself and how it tastes. It is chai flavored. It's the only flavor it comes in. And at first I was like, oh, I don't know, chai. What are you going to mix that with? How's it going to taste? It's a really mild chai. I actually think it tastes a little more like cinnamon than chai itself. I think of chai like chai lattes, chai tea, which are really strong with spices. And this is super mild. So it's very easy to drink on its own, like with just mixed with water, like I mentioned. And it's also been very easy to blend. So things I've tried have been this morning and yesterday actually, I did like frozen chunks of coconut with a little bit of ice, a bunch of water, and just the SP Detox blended, and it was really good. Let's see, I've also tried mixing it with cherries, so I did like a cherry chai. Other than that, I did a few times mix some veggie vanilla in there, but I did realize that it was making me really full, so I kind of stopped doing that. I'm sticking with just the SP Detox for these few days. I am in a phase where it's 2 shakes a day, which is going fine. I do worry about how 3 might go. I think it's going to be a lot, but I am making sure that my shake number 2, and I will also do with shake number 3, are mixed with just water to keep it simple. I'll probably water them down a little bit extra just to thin them out so it doesn't feel as thick and as much of a meal. But right now I've been doing a mixed shake with for breakfast because it's just super convenient and it fills me up, so I don't find that I need anything else to eat for a few hours. And then my shake number 2 has just been mixed with water, and that's been going fine. So we'll see how it goes when I have to switch over to 3 shakes a day. The other thing that you get when you order the program, whether it be a 10-day or a 28-day, but we highly recommend the 28-day, is you get this beautiful and amazing detox guide. I love that it's spiral bound. It's easy to flip open. It stays open to whatever page you want. And it has tons of tools in here. And so the first tool that I'll point out is the toxicity questionnaire. So it did get updated a little bit. And so it is in here for you and your patient to utilize. It has a nice perforated tear out sheet. So if they want to tear it out and store it away somewhere, they can do that. But it goes through all the symptoms of toxicity, which is awesome. And it also calls attention to some of the exposures of toxicity. And so what I like to use this for is as basically an intake form. So the symptom section, try that again. The symptom section is a great way for patients to go back when they're done and review it and see what's changed for them. They might find that after 28 days, they've eliminated a lot of these symptoms, and then they can really easily tie that to the fact that it was a toxicity causing that, and that they've now eliminated the toxins from the body and are able to no longer have those symptoms on a regular basis. And the risk of exposure section is really wonderful because during these 28 days, they also can have a checklist of things that they're going to strive to change. And they can, work on this and really not only detoxify their body, but start to detoxify the areas of their life that are causing some additional stress to their body. Another thing I mentioned is the dietary guidelines, and so that's section 5 here under tools. You're going to have all of the allowed, I guess you could say, foods to eat. And this is a lot easier than the 21 day. So we're not switching dietary guidelines at any point. It's the same the whole 28 days worth. It's fruits and veg, proteins, whether it be lean meats, fish, or vegan proteins like beans and legumes. You get a serving of grains every day, which I think is a game changer for some. Allowing them to have like a grain if there's something they just super love and adore. Let's say it's brown rice or quinoa. They can totally have a serving of that every day. There's certain seeds and spices, etc. allowed. And so I am finding it to be really easy. But it also could be that my diet was very similar to these guidelines going into it, so I didn't really have a lot of change that I needed to do. And I know that will not be the case for a lot of your patients, but it gets easier, right? Everything's a habit. Another thing that I love about this, which when I first saw it, I thought, I'm not going to do that. I told you I was being honest, was the sample menus. So there's literally a week's worth of a sample menu that somebody can literally follow this entire thing. And the only thing that'll change for them, depending on the day they're on, is the number of shakes that they'll have. So I thought about this and I was like, whatever. I might try some of the recipes, which I will. And I've yet to, actually, after a whole week, which surprises me. But some people really want to know exactly what to eat and when. If you have a patient who needs that, they need that hand holding, they have no idea what to do, where to start, every single thing on this list has the recipe in this guide. So you could tell your patient who is freaking out about what to eat and when to eat it, just do this and then repeat it each week until you're done. And that really only means repeating each of these things 4 times. It's 4 weeks. So it's totally doable. All the recipes are here. They could even get more creative with the schedule and make a double batch of something that'll last them a couple meals, etc. So this is actually, it's not going to be for everybody, but it's a really wonderful tool. And like I said, all of the recipes are on the next several pages, and these actually are tearaway cards, and so they're little recipe cards that you can tear out, pull out, and keep in a little recipe index holder in your kitchen. And so it's a really wonderful, this is designed really beautifully. And lastly, something I'm enjoying that I didn't think I would was the tracker sheets. So in these tracker sheets, you track your shakes per day. I've just been kind of coloring mine in with a pen. So as I said, I'm on day 6 now. That's today. So I'll be doing my shake this morning. You also can add, which I didn't do, was how many more grams of protein that you add in. There is a chart in here that tells you based on your weight how much protein your body needs. I haven't been tracking. I feel like I eat plenty of protein, and I'm also being very conscious of not overdoing it. Your water, which is super cool. So in my head, each glass of water is, or each of these little cups of water is 8 ounces. And so I've just been filling them in as I drink a cup. And then you can also track your exercise. Don't look at mine. It was bad. You can also mark how you're feeling. And then there's a note section. And so in the note section, I've just been kind of noting if I've had any headaches or how I'm feeling, if I'm extra tired or have extra energy that day. And I will say the first few days I had a kind of just a dull headache. And I added beta food and it's been fine. So I've been taking beta food along with my shakes every day. And also I didn't give up my supplements that I've been currently taking because I am on other support like for heart, adrenals, etc. And so I don't mind taking my supplements along with my shakes. So like I said, The only thing that really changed is I just started adding in the shakes and just, being really conscious of my water intake and what foods I'm choosing. I always recommend trying to make, 75% of my plate is vegetables. And so just really humming along so far. So if you guys have questions, shoot them my way. I will check in again next week on our next Detox Tuesday and let you know how it's going. Pray for me as I go into the days of 3 shakes per day. I feel like that's going to be a lot, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes, and I will let you know. So those of you who are doing it too, please chime in and let me know how it's going. And I hope that everybody will give this a try at some point. Again, 28 days. You can do anything for a month, right? Easy peasy. All right, you guys, have a great one, and I will talk to you next Tuesday.